Not your average tabletop. Woohoo!
Welcome to Not Your Average Tabletop. I'm Zach.
And I'm Pepper.
And today we're doing something a little bit different. We've been doing a challenge of Alphabet Soup Challenge, we've called it, where we've played every game in our collection A to Z this year. And it just made us think, because we kind of sorted our games based on alphabetical order. We thought that'd be a perfect time to do this challenge of, if we had to cull every game but one in each of these cubbies, which one would we keep?
Yes.
So, yeah, we're also trying to cull games with our challenge. Was kind of the reason we wanted to get back to playing all the games kind of at least once.
Yes.
And this would be taking it to the extreme.
Took it to the extreme.
But
if you had to, gun to your head.
Yes.
What do you choose?
Yes.
And of course, it's two people now, so we're getting shot.
We're gonna have to make deals. We might have to make deals with the devil. But yeah, in the comments below, let us know which one you would have picked for each shelf if you want to, and let us know how many games you've culled at once before. If you've ever made a huge culling of your collection.
Yes.
Probably not. If we did a actual culling this way, probably not quite that many, I would guess. But you never know.
We'd still be left with a good amount of games.
We would, and I think we'd still have a good collection of them. But we'll just start right off in this corner up here, and we've got Mandala, Alhambra, The Ancient World, Alma Mater, and Amun-Re.
And you can see already, like we said, these were sorted alphabetically, but as we've gone through, things have gotten mixed up. And of course, Mandala was a game we recently got, and that's a spot that we could find where it would fit, so that's in there with 4A games.
Right. It wasn't because we wanted to just throw that one off and do a different shelf or anything. But you will see some like that.
We didn't do any manipulation or anything. This is just how our shelves were at the moment.
Ooh boy.
We'll see. For that cubby,
I'm down to really Alhambra and the Ancient World.
Those are the two I was thinking as well. I would go Alhambra, but I know you two do enjoy. Mac definitely will have to think about her a little bit in this, and I think she would probably go Ancient World.
Yeah, so I think that would be the one that I would pick. I do like Alhambra quite a bit, but I think the Ancient World, I think that'll end up, I don't want to do too many spoilers, but it'll probably be our only Ryan Luckett game. Probably going to pick that one while we can.
Yes.
But we'll probably put at the end of the video we'll do a recap and have them all on the table or something. So then we can go through what our collection looks like at the end. But then we can just go right into this next cube, and we've got Arc Nova, Aquatica, the Artemis Project, Azul Summer Pavilion, and Arboretum.
For me, I feel this one's between Aquatica and Azul Summer Pavilion, and it's
kind of crazy. I would agree.
That's a tough one.
I was thinking at the beginning of this year, with kind of the hype Arc Nova had, I thought that would probably be. If I would have thought at the beginning of the year, I think that one would have been the one I would pick. But after playing it a few times, I'd agree that probably Aquatica or Azul. I'd be really fine with either one. I don't know if there's anything that.
Yeah, I feel like those are two games that all three of us enjoy, and I'd say we probably like the two of them about the same amount. So that's pretty tough. It'd be a coin toss probably.
Yeah.
Maybe side toward Aquatica.
I can go with that, because it is a different feeling game than kind of probably anything else in our collection. It's true. There's some similar things to other games, but I think it kind of sticks out as a strange mechanism of sliding those cards up. So
plus we may have another Azul game coming up. I don't know what that's matched up with, but with that in mind,
we may have some shelves at the very end that have been culled already in our collection. So
it'll be interesting.
It'll be interesting to see what we pick there. But then we've got our next one of Cascadia, Architects of the West Kingdom, Boone Lake, Blossoms, Bonanza, and Bob's Burgers. Something. I think.
Family food fight.
Family food fight.
Oh, I think this one's down to two as well, between Cascadia and Architects of the West Kingdom.
Yes, we haven't actually played Boone Lake yet. Otherwise, I could see that one. It'd probably be one I might like a little bit more, but I don't know. I don't know that you necessarily would.
Yep.
And it could be one I think Michaela would like as well, because I've heard some comparisons to Maracaibo, and that's kind of one of our top games for me and Michaela. You're kind of in the middle of the road for that one. Yeah, both Cascadia and Architects of the West Kingdom for me kind of hit as those just solid
I
games.
feel
to
like
go
the
back
love
to.
of them is equal. It's just Cascadia is so much newer.
Yeah.
It may follow the same path because Architects has cooled down a little bit,
Mhm.
but when it was hot, it was easily as hot as Cascadia, a new game to our collection, is right now.
Mhm. So yeah, that was at one point my top game of all time, and
So,
I think it was right up there for
yep,
you.
yep.
So
Personally, I would go Cascadia. I just think there's more worker placement games in the collection that we would be able to keep, where Cascadia is something a little unique that you're not going to get elsewhere.
that's kind of what I was thinking as well. It's really sad to see
It is.
a game that used to be my top game go, but and pretty recently too.
Yeah.
But I think we have to go with Cascadia. So so far we've got 3 games that have really terrific artwork
for
as
sure.
well. So
For sure.
then we get down to our next cube here, and we've got Beyond the Sun, Barren Park, Marvel United, Blitzkrieg, and Batoku. And in this one, we haven't actually played Batoku yet either.
True.
You'll probably notice that of all these Euro games that I really wanted to play, but
We're gonna really find out how many we haven't played.
right.
This one might be the toughest cube yet, I think.
Yeah, probably. I do like a lot of these ones quite a bit, and they all do kind of different things.
They do. My initial gut reaction is to keep Blitzkrieg. I think it's a similar thing to Cascadia, where I think that one feels the most unique of these. Just with those tugs of war, and Marvel United is a great game, and so is Barren Park. But we have more polyomino games, and we have more cooperative games as well. Although if I keep saying that, we're eventually not going to pick any. So,
Right.
But I'd go Blitzkrieg.
Yeah, I think I'm going Blitzkrieg as well, just because it's a really fun 2-player game, 2-player only, and it's got, like you said, that tug of war, which I don't think any of our other games really feel like they have. So I'm hoping we'll get maybe some feelings we would have gotten out of those other games from something later on, but we'll see. You never know.
So we are back up here, resetting to the top of the shelf, and we have Between Two Castles of Mad King Ludwig, Clip Cut Parts, Brass Birmingham, and Ankh, Gods of Egypt. And this one, we have not played Ankh, Gods of Egypt, but I feel like, for me, that might be the one I'd pick here. Just because I am excited about that one, but obviously, I don't think I'm going to get a win with that one, especially since Between Two Castles. Mad King Ludwig is such a beloved game in our collection. It's been in our tournament that we host multiple times, and it's just a great party game, so I think that one is probably going to get the vote.
I'm actually going for Brass Birmingham here.
Oh, boy.
I just really love Brass. I love what it does. It's a heavier one. Haven't gotten a heavier game yet. Too heavy of one. So
That's true.
If I'd played Ankh, I could see it maybe being the option here. And I do really like Between Two Castle, Mad King Ludwig. Clip Cut Parks for me has no chance.
No.
But
I do like Brass as well, so I would be okay with that.
I think I would go with Brass.
Okay, we are going with Brass. We'll have to see what Mac thinks of that choice.
I don't know. She would probably pick Between Two Castles, I would think.
On to the next one. Charterstone, Kibitos, Kalis 1303, and Coimbra.
This is a bit of an interesting one because of what Charterstone is. We've already actually played through a whole campaign of the Legacy game. So now it's just kind of, we do have a recharge pack that we could use. That's on another cube though, so we'd have to keep both of the things. But you can play it afterwards as well. So there is that, but we've kind of gotten, I think, the best part of the experience out of the game already. So that kind of maybe eliminates that one. So I'm thinking Coimbra here. I like that one quite a bit.
I would go Coimbra here as well. I've only played that one time, but I just really love the use of dice, and it's just one that I want to explore so much more. Where Charterstone, it does feel like we have played all it has to offer. So yeah, I would vote.
Yeah, and then Kalis is kind of a worker placement, and like you said, I think we'll probably eventually get a worker placement game, maybe. We'll see.
Hopefully.
And then Cubitos is an interesting one, a race game as well, but I think Coimbra for me is just one that I really enjoy.
Yep.
But then we've got this cube down here where we've got Chronicles of Crime, Coal Baron, Council of Four, and Camel Up. And this one might, for me, be my toughest so far that we've gone through, because Chronicles of Crime, not as big of a fan of. Only played it like once or twice though, so maybe if I played it some more, I might enjoy it some more. But Coal Baron, Council of Four, I really love, and Camel Up is a great party game.
It is. I'm in the same situation with you there. I'd probably go one of these middle two with Coal Baron or Council of Four. And I think I'd probably break the tie with Council of Four because I know Michaela does enjoy that one quite a bit.
That's true.
Otherwise, I'm probably 50-50 on those two.
Yeah, it's so weird because I'm still almost considering Camel Up, and I don't know.
It is such a unique game.
It is, but yeah, I probably, with Michaela's vote, probably would go Council of Four. I'm wondering if, without kind of knowing where the party games are going to end up, I'm curious if we're going to get one. But yeah, it's going up against some good games. That's the tough part. And I think we got to go Council of Four. That has a very unique mechanism of kind of route building. Granted, we did get some route building in Brass.
That's true. Yeah, thanks for choosing Brass.
There we go. Makes it easier to pick Camel Up. I knew it. I saw it coming. No, but I think that's a good choice. I'd be happy with any of those three. But then we get down to our bottom one there, and we've got Caverna, Champions of Midgard, and that's the, what is it, Jarl box?
Oh, yep.
So it's kind of got expansions in there and stuff. And then we got Codenames and The Crew.
I do love Codenames, but I think this is the easiest pick so far, and that's Champions of Midgard.
Mm-hmm.
I just absolutely love that game.
Yeah, all these are very different. Once again, we've got a party game, and then we've got a cooperative trick-taking game, The Crew, which is really fun, and Caverna's a solid game as well, but no, I by far have the most fun with Champions of Midgard.
Yes, for sure.
So, yeah, it's an easy one for us, but I think there'd probably be a lot of people like the Uwe Rosenberg game, so Caverna
I think
might
that would be
a pick
really
for
split among people, because people love
would be.
Caverna and Codenames and The Crew.
Yeah, definitely. If you're watching at this point and you haven't already selected your own for each of these, I think this shelf would be interesting to kind of see.
Yeah. I think
just
Champions of Midgard would probably be last.
It probably would, because The Crew was really hot for a long time, and like you said, Codenames is one of the probably most popular games.
Yeah.
I think it's probably the most voted on Board Game Geek.
Yeah.
So party games wise, and then an Uwe game, you're probably right.
Yeah. And up here we've got Curious Cargo, Between Two Cities, Circadian's First Light, Concordia, and Clank Legacy Acquisitions Incorporated. This is an easy pick for me. You might argue for a different game, and Mac might as well, but I would go Clank Legacy. Easy. Like, there's just no question there for me.
I can easily eliminate the top two there.
Yep.
Curious Cargo and Between Two Cities. I think those ones might even be on our call. We're going back through our games too, so this is kind of a way to, I think, look at that. To see if there's any additional ones that we didn't call when we went through them the first time. Those ones might be on that chopping block. Concordia isn't actually ours. So that's going to still be available to us. So it really is only down to two games. And I really love Circadians. And I loved... So this is another one like Charterstone. We got through this Legacy campaign. So we did play through all... Once again, I think the most exciting part of the content of that game. And it is a very solid game to play afterwards. Because we have played it a few times. Well, I don't know if you've gotten to it. So mainly me and Michaela.
I've played it like 2 or 3 times after.
Okay. And I know you really like Clank.
I do really like Clank.
I think I'm willing to give up Circadians for you to have Clank. But I would probably personally go with Circadians.
Okay.
Cause it's got
I suspected that. I think Mac probably would as well. She actually
likes Clank, though, quite a bit, too.
That's true, but
I think
she likes Circadians quite a bit, surprisingly.
That's true. But I think, those two games, though, I think it's actually pretty close for her.
Yeah.
But I think during the campaign, she probably liked Clank better than she has now. I think it's probably went down just a little bit.
Yeah. Next up, we have Chameleon.
Oh, boy.
Dogpile.
That's not Chameleon. Oh, yeah, Chameleon.
That is Chameleon.
I was thinking of a different Life of a Chameleon.
That's pretty clever. Gunstone clever. Cartographers, Clans of Caledonia, Carcassonne, and the Crusaders Thy Will Be
Oh,
Done. Oh
boy.
my god. We should have split these games among other cubes.
We should have. We've got a lot of C's, so we maybe could have. But it looks like that's kind of our catch-all for the rest of our C games that didn't fit in these other shelves.
Yes, so...
Ooh, boy.
Oh, jeez. I love Crusaders, but that one's that's eliminated here.
Right.
Just because
Carcassonne
is such a classic. We love
Yeah.
it. Cartographers is Mac's favorite game of all time, and we both like it a lot. And Clans we like a lot, but I think that one's probably out as well. And Carcassonne, all of the expansions are in here as well as all of the content for Cartographers.
Mm-hmm.
So those are two behemoths matching up. I would go Carcassonne, but I'm guessing it's going to end up being
It's weird because I think Mac would go Cartographers, you'd go Carcassonne, and I might actually go Clans.
I was going to say, I think you would go Clans at least.
But, yeah, I like all three of those, but I'd probably side to Cartographers for Michaela. I'm trying to think. We have, I guess Aquatica has one.
That's true.
Yeah,
We gave her a win. But you did
Carcassonne.
Just give me
I do like Cartographers, and we do have some new content for that, but we do have Carcassonne, too.
We have like 4 more expansions to get
So
to.
it's got to be one of those two. I'll give up Clans, even though I really love it.
Yeah.
Wish it was another one.
This is gutting.
It is. This is probably the hardest one. Oh, man. Well, Taylor's got Cartographers, so... Well, he's got Carcassonne, too. But he doesn't have all the expansions.
We're going
He doesn't have all
Clans.
the expansions. He does have all of them to Cartographers, though.
Oh, that's
The
true.
same one.
That's
So
true.
we'll go Carcassonne.
Okay, there
Because
you
he
go.
doesn't have all those expansions. So he
So
does
you
have some.
explain that to Mac, that she has to go to visit Taylor to play Cartographers.
Right. Oh, boy. She's going to be upset at that pick.
Next up here, we have Dominion, the Isle of Cats, Dice Forge, and Dixit. And the Isle of Cats is actually an empty box with more expansion empty boxes inside of it. But I thought I'd include it. We had a space here, and it was actually sitting in the cube, so just left it. Here I would go Isle of Cats of these 4, just because I do like it quite a bit. Love it quite a bit.
I think it's losing to Dominion. Isle of Cats, I like a decent amount, and with the new expansion content, I think I like it more.
Yep.
But I really like Dominion. I know Michaela really likes Dominion, and I think you still really like Dominion
Oh, yep,
quite a bit.
yep.
I mean, comparatively to most of our games. I know you really love Isle of Cats. I don't know if I can.
But I do.
But I gotta. It'll depend where this one is if we keep it or not. So it's hard to know. But Planet Unknown for me has been the polyomino game that I've always wanted. So Isle of Cats kind of got pushed down by that. And Dominion is just such a solid.
I forget if we had the Explore and Draw. I think that might be on a separate shelf over there somewhere.
No.
So we can just put that one in this place. Then the decision is easy, since it's actually empty. But
That's
yeah.
true.
It's a tough one. I feel like this would be one of the biggest splits, and I do love Dominion.
And now I'm kind of cheating a little bit, and I see what we're getting in the next cube, and I already know which one's going to win. So I guess I could go Isle of Cats.
Oh, that's true. That's true. I will take that win there. And on to the next cube that he was talking about. We have Dune Imperium,
Cheating.
Dune, Dead of Winter, and Deception, Murder in Hong Kong. And I think he was talking about Dead of Winter for sure.
Wow.
A game we played like
Wow.
maybe 2 times in the 8 years we've had it.
It's been one of our longest lasting games, but we have not really played it. But yeah, this one I think is easily Dune
Yes.
Imperium.
Yep.
So we will get at least a deck building
deck
game.
building
so.
game. Starting with
That's a pretty solid one. So
But yeah, so that was this section of games. We have a lot more to get to, but we
Yes.
will obviously have to...
suppose you can't really see it, but we could talk about the two that are on
yep.
the top of the shelf. And
Yes.
we've got Tapestry with all the expansions.
Yep.
I'm kind of counting as one, and we've got Endless
And it
Winter.
doesn't matter what else is up there. Tapestry is going to win.
Right.
It is matched up with Endless Winter, which is a huge epic game, but...
It is. But
Um,
we've only played that one once so far. I would like to play it some more, but I can't get rid of Tapestry, so
Yeah.
yeah.
Tapestry.
I guess we have Smitten up there as well.
Yeah,
That's
Smitten
also
and
getting beaten up by
Sprawlopolis.
Tapestry. So.
Yeah.
So we got that, but yeah, we will move over all the camera stuff to the next section of games. So now we're back. We're at a 5x5, so right now I cannot actually see the next level of shelf, but we'll come
Yes.
back and do that later. We'll see how we're going to do that. But we're just going to start and do 3 more, or 9 more, 8 more cubes. 12 more cubes. Whatever it is, I don't do math. I need Tom Vassell here. He's a math teacher. But we'll start with this one. We've got Welcome to the Moon, Hadrian's Wall, Foothills, Explorers of the North Sea, and Embarcadero. We haven't actually played Welcome to the Moon yet, which
we have not.
kind of sucks because it's sort of like campaign-y type.
Yep.
So if we had played it, then I could really feel good getting rid of it. But we've got a good amount of plays of Welcome to it. So this one's pretty easy for me, but
I think it is, and I think there could be a debate for Explorers, but once you play that 10x10 and that kind of hurt it a little bit for you and Michaela, I think Hadrian's Wall is going to take this one pretty easily.
I would agree. Don't have to talk about that one too
Should have
much.
argued against it, then I could really feel like I'm giving him a win.
Wow.
Get some points.
The rest of those, Foothills we haven't played enough, and Embarcadero. It's interesting, but I just really love Hadrian's Wall.
Yep.
And we got to get that Garfield game in the collection since we
Make sure
passed
there's
on
at least
Architects. But then next we've got Euphoria, Build a Better Dystopia, Ethnos, Forgotten Waters, and Endeavor Age of Sail.
I laughed. I wish they all had like subtitles like Build a Better Dystopia, Age of Sail, and another, and another. I would go Ethnos here. I do really like the other 3. I like Euphoria a lot. Forgotten Waters is great. Age of Sail is also surprisingly, I really, really like it. But Ethnos is just kind of a classic to our collection.
Mm-hmm.
It's been around a lot, and we played it a lot, and I've never grown tired of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would say Forgotten Waters has probably been my favorite game experiences, but we've played through a lot of the kind of scenarios. I think there are additional ones, but since we've played through most of the ones that are offered currently, I could let that one go. I do really love Endeavor Age of Sail, and I want to play it a lot more, whereas Ethnos is one, like you said, we've had. It's kind of a solid one that we bring out decently often.
Yep. Do we
That's
factor
a
in
tough
a
one.
possible reprint of Ethnos and coming back into the collection?
That is a good question, because if that was a possibility, then I maybe would let that one go. I do really love Endeavor. Man. Ethnos is...
How much does Mac like Endeavor?
That's true. I'll do Ethnos.
Mac's just gonna watch this video
Well,
back
Mac-
and be like, "Wow, they
Mac-
really don't know me."
Mac she might pick Forgotten
Yeah,
Waters.
she might.
I guess if there were more scenarios, I would probably be arguing for that one.
Yep.
So, but we can go with Ethnos. I really like Ethnos too, so it's not like I'm disappointed. But,
Yeah.
Then we've got Fields of Green, 5 Tribes, Dog Park, and Downfall of Pompeii.
This is by far one of the easiest ones so far for me personally. It would be 5 Tribes, and I think that's probably the same for you as well.
Mm-hmm.
But Mac dislikes 5 Tribes at the moment and really loves Downfall of Pompeii.
Yes. So then we're gonna have to go Dog Park to satisfy everyone.
Why not Fields of Green?
We could do that. We might have some other farming games. We'll see if we end up getting them. Yeah, I really love 5 Tribes. That's gonna be hard to get rid of.
Yeah, I think we'd have to go 5 Tribes here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think she loves Downfall of Pompeii as much as the both of us love 5 Tribes.
Yeah, that's true.
That's right.
But Dog Park, I think I probably like it the most out of the 3 of us. I do really like the theme of that one.
I like it a lot, but it doesn't come close.
Well, yeah.
For me.
Yeah. Gameplay wise, not even close. 5 Tribes is amazing. Then we've got the last one down here. We've got Firenze, Furnace, Glasgow, Grand Austria Hotel, and Gugong.
Oh boy.
Got a little kind of Euro feel down
I
here.
don't think Mac cares at all about what we choose here.
She liked Glasgow in the play that we had this year when we were
I
going
didn't
through the
know that.
collection. So
I didn't know
she
she
did like
played
that
it.
one. I guess that didn't make her list for her favorite ones. So
I've always really loved Frenzy. And Furnace is
like
amazing,
Frenzy
and Grand Austria Hotel as well. Just love that dice, use of dice.
Grand Austria, well, I was going to say, plays best at 2.
Yep.
Glasgow only plays at 2.
Yeah.
So, and I don't know that Glasgow does enough for me. Gugong, I don't think anyone really loves Gugong, so that one's probably out. Firenze, Furnace, Grand Austria Hotel. I think Michaela likes. She would probably pick Grand Austria Hotel. I think she didn't really care for Firenze as much. I think I would go for Furnace though.
I would go for Furnace as well. And she did say that that's one of the very few bidding games that she does not hate the bidding. So I think Furnace.
Because usually even game stuff, even when you lose the bid, which
I
is
think
nice.
Furnace is a good pick here.
Yes, it's a great pick.
Great pick.
But then we go to this next shelf, and we've got Korra in the Hall of the Mountain King, Emotep, and It's a Wonderful World.
I'm glad we picked Furnace there.
Wow.
Because we're
picking It's a Wonderful World,
now
and
we
there's
can
no
get
question.
rid of It's a Wonderful World.
No.
And go within the Hall of the Mountain King. Or Korra. Korra is
I really love It's a Wonderful World.
It is really good. It is a wonderful game. You have to say that every time you bring it up.
I like In the Hall of the Mountain King 2 quite a bit. I'm the one that likes Emotep here. I don't think that one would be the one picked.
I like Emotep, but not enough to get this to win.
And we've only played Korra once, so that one's probably out.
Weirdly, I almost do feel like just splitting it and going with Korra, but
I would rather pick In the Hall of the Mountain King. If that's the case.
That's how I get him to go with me.
Wow. It's a Wonderful World. It's just a game that we use.
It would get too much hate if we did not go with this.
But I do. Yeah, we'll do It's a Wonderful World.
Oh boy.
Yeah, that is tough because we are coming off of Furnace, and they both have that very clean engine.
I didn't know what It's a Wonderful World was matched up with, so I kind of had that in my head. I'm like, I just want to get Furnace here just to for sure that engine building game.
Yeah. That did make it debatable considering they were back to back.
So if it was if It's a Wonderful World was up to something that was just a little higher in our rankings, it would have maybe gotten bumped.
Yeah. But then we've got some games in here. There's some smaller ones.
Small ones.
And I think we'd pick Fox in the Forest over. I think we've got Fox in the Forest Duet, Jaipur, Hokkaido,
Claim 2, Colorado. I would go Colorado, but I have another copy of that, so I'll let this one go.
Yes, we'll do the trick taking. We're getting our trick taking game in, and that's going to be Fox in the Forest.
Yes. Down here, a lot of games in this one. We got Book It, Jaws, Just One, Kanagawa, Keyflower, and Keeper. I think we got to go Just One.
I was going to say, I think we get our party game here.
It is my
favorite party game, so, and I wouldn't say any of these other games are in my top. None of them are in my top 50.
Yeah.
So,
I
think
that's a pretty good pick. I agree.
Yeah, it's actually it's almost like you lined this up because it's not really going up against any heavy hitters, so it makes it a lot easier to pick it.
Yep. So next up we have Nagaraja, King Domino Origins, Kashgar, Merchants of the Silk Road, Karuba, and King's Dilemma. Which King's Dilemma we've not touched yet. And I think that would be eliminated either way, as well as Nagaraja, probably Kashgar. I think this is between a King Domino and a Karuba. Interestingly, I just have more attachment to the original King Domino, even though King Domino Origins is all of that plus additional things you can add. But I think of all these, I'd probably go original King Domino.
I think I'd go King Domino Origins just to freshen it up a little bit.
Yeah.
I do. I
agree.
Nothing
it's
against
pretty
the
much
original.
the same thing. It's just the attachment.
Right.
When I see that, I'm
That's true.
I want to pull that one out. But either way, it's pretty much the same thing.
Right. Yeah. I'm fine with either one of them, but it's kind of the the hotness
Yeah.
of Origins.
Oh boy, Kingdom of Origins does not want to come up.
It does not want to be picked. It's like, call me, call me.
But yeah, Karuba is a tough one to let go because we got both of those. I think you had played them previously. I think other people had them, but we added them to our collection at the same time. So both of those have just kind of been together and great games that we've gone to so often. But
I know,
we could only keep one. So we actually kept neither and went Origins. Next up here, we have Metro X, Nidavellir, Lizzie and Darcy, a Jane Austen matchmaking game, Lanterns,
Shoots
Dice,
and Ladders.
Lights in the Sky, Lanterns, the Harvest Festival, and Maglev Metro, Magnetic Levitating Rail.
This one for me is tough. It's between two. I know you like another one here. I don't know if it's your favorite one, but definitely Lanterns, the Harvest Festival, and Nidavellir are my two favorites. By far. And
I really like Nidavellir, Metro X, Lanterns, and Maglev Metro. There's a lot of really good ones here. I just don't know which I would side with. My first instinct was to go Metro X, but then
that's what I thought you might have picked.
that one's just hot right now.
I feel like
But
Michaela's favorite would be Lanterns.
as well. I absolutely love, as well as Nidavellir, and Maglev is one that I'd really like to pick, but it's just probably not the box, not the cubby for this one to win. So
Right.
I think Lanterns is probably the one to go, just because it is like I think
I feel
Matt's
sick to
top
my
two
stomach.
games.
I feel sick to my stomach getting rid of Nidavellir. It's
I
one of
know
my
that.
top games for
It
sure.
is. It is.
It is.
And Mac does like that one too.
Yeah.
And I love it
It's
as well.
probably Lanterns has just been another one that's been in our collection for a long time.
Now I'm thinking it might be time to let it go and go with Nidavellir.
It's tough. What was it? Her number 3 this
I
year?
think it was in her top 3. It might have been her number 2. No, it's number 3. Yep.
Ooh, it is solid. It's solid, clean game. I guess what do we? I don't even remember if we have anything tile
Can't
placement.
look. Can't look.
That is tough. I really like it. We can do Lanterns. I can play Nidavellir on Board Game Arena.
Cheats.
There we go. We got to do what we got to do.
Works whatever to justify it. Otherwise, we'll be here for hours and hours.
Exactly.
Up here, do I even need to read these? We've got Maracaibo,
Move it out.
My Little Scythe, and Memoir 44, which none of these really stand out overly for me, but I know both of you really do love Maracaibo, so...
Speaking of top 3 games of all time, that's my number 2, or it was this last year.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I really like it. Or was it number 2 or 3? No, I don't remember.
I forget.
I said it so confidently, but then I'm thinking,
Like,
was
oh,
Wingspan
no.
my number 2? I can't remember. But no, the other ones are good, but they're just not quite there for me.
Yep.
Well, not even close actually. For me, but I know you're not the biggest fan of Maracaibo.
Yeah,
Which one would you probably pick?
I'd probably go Memoir 44.
That's what I thought.
It's just a unique game.
That's true.
But yeah. Next we have Magnastorm, Manara, Micro Macro, Crime City, Full House, Notre Dame, and Now or Never.
This one's actually a tough one in a different way for me. Like, I would almost rather go back and take Nidavellir and get rid of all these.
Probably. I could agree with that.
We've got some interesting ones here, but none of
for,
them are, like, in my top games.
For me, I think I'd go Manara just because
That's
it
what I
is
was-
unique. Although Notre Dame was really good in that last
That was
play
pretty
we had.
good.
That last
But
play was great.
And it's quick.
Yeah.
But at the same
Manara,
time, it looks like a Euro game, an old Euro game.
does. It does.
It's the thing. It doesn't look.
Manara is like
fancy.
the opposite of that. It's just such an awesome look, the table presence. I think that's probably the pick here.
Mhm. That's kind of when I was going through it, I thought that'd probably be the one to win. I did like Now or Never, and maybe if I played it more, that could make it. But I think that one's going to mainly be a solo game, if not 2-player only. So I don't know that would be worth keeping over something like this that we can have.
Oh, I'm just looking at this next cube, and you are going to have a tough time. We have Heaven and Ale, Terraforming Mars, Pendulum, And Obsession.
How did Pendulum get in there?
We had to spread out all the Stonemaier games. I don't think we've taken one yet.
Oh boy, and I don't think we're going to
We're not
start here.
We're not going to take that one. So yeah,
Heaven and Ale, we've only played once.
Heaven and Ale, one you've been wanting to play so long. You finally got it. We've played it once.
Yeah.
And now I think it's gonna have to
Leave
be
in
called
this.
here in this
Yeah, it has to be.
hypothetical situation. And it's Terraforming Mars and Obsession. And I am not going to chime in here. I'm going to let you make this decision.
Well, I think surprisingly, Michaela actually does like both of them, but she far prefers Obsession. I prefer Terraforming Mars still, but I really love both of them as well. Oh boy, this is really tough. Oh man. Obsession is coming to Board Game Arena, or it might be on there now. So maybe we can go with Obsession. We've got some solid content to it, and actually, my brother-in-law owns Terraforming Mars,
That's
so
true.
we'd have access.
That's
to
true.
playing
It's
it.
good you thought of that before you picked Terraforming Mars. And
Made
she
a
was
huge
And
mistake,
she was like,
and I'd be sleeping on the couch.
she was like, my brother owns Terraforming Mars, Zach. And
Yeah.
you still kept it.
Obsession is a solid
It is.
game,
It is really
and
good.
yeah, I've also got the app to Terraforming Mars, so
That's true.
I think this
You have
is
two,
a pretty
you have
easy
two
choice.
ways to access Terraforming Mars, and it was,
And I
you were still
still
putting
think-
up a fight.
But yeah, so those are kind of our picks here. We are going to move over another spot and meet you then. Well, now it looks like you're just picking on me, Pepper, because now we've got another cube that is going to be tough for me. I don't know if that's going to be tough for you, but you may have a totally different idea than what I would have. And that is, we've got Praga Kaput Regni, Picture Perfect, Pulsar 2849, and Predator. And these three heavy Euro games are all ones that I've liked quite a bit. I've only played Praga once. I'd like to play it some more, but I really love Predator. Well, I said it's a business game. It feels very thematic. And then Pulsar 2849 is solid as well. So,
And I love
poor
Picture-
Vladimir. Vladimir's going to have to lose out
yeah.
for sure, at least on one of his games.
I love Picture Perfect.
But
But
I thought you might.
I also do love Predator. So I would vote either of those two.
You'd vote Predator, huh? You're
I
not going to
would.
let me have Praga and try that one out?
I am not.
Wow. Fine. Vladimir
You-
Chichi losing twice.
We gotta
Wow.
give Ignacy a win.
Wow, I feel like that was not how I thought that would end up there. You forcing me to pick Predator over Praga. I'd really like to play that some more. But then we go down to our next shelf of Rolling Realms, Resurgence, Planet Unknown, and Photosynthesis.
Oh boy.
So two of these are Kickstarters we got this year. Resurgence and Planet Unknown. Rolling Realms also, I think, came out late last year.
Yeah.
Photosynthesis has been in our collection for quite a while.
Yes.
And that would be the first one to go out of these four.
Yep.
But I don't know that this is too close. Planet Unknown
Although
has been the game of the year.
We kept Isle of Cats earlier, so could let Planet Unknown go.
We are keeping
Yeah.
Planet
There's
Unknown.
no way it's anything but Planet Unknown. Although Rolling Realms could get a Planet Unknown promo at some point, and you can get that experience.
That is true, but I don't think it'll be quite the same unless he adds a Lazy Susan. I don't know that Jamie's going to add a Lazy Susan to Rolling Realms, but maybe he will.
Just a roll and write version of a Lazy Susan.
Wow. But maybe with more plays. We've only played Resurgence once.
Yep.
That one could be up there too.
Planet Unknown,
but
it's
it's a
an
solid
easy
game.
pick for me.
Then we get into some Q games: The Quest for El Dorado, Queen Domino, Quadropolis, and Quacks of Quedlinburg.
As you read off those first three, I was just saying bye.
Yeah, we've got
Easiest cube and
all the
so
expansions and upgraded bits and Quacks, and it's just an amazing game. So that one's definitely beating out the other ones. That, like you said, easiest cube so far.
Yep.
Not really even close. I think if you go back and watch our Alphabet Soup video on the Q video, we even said we'd
far. Oh yeah.
easily be willing to get rid of all of our Q games to keep Quacks. It's not
Yep.
even close.
Yeah.
And then we've got a cube full of games.
9
So this
games. in
should
there.
be a little more difficult. We'll see. But we got Root, We've got Parks.
Oh, he's pushing Predator back in. He doesn't
We've
want.
got the Red Cathedral. We got Super Mega Lucky Box, Railroad Inc. Challenge, Port Royal, The Resistance, Point Salad, and Shards of Infinity. Oh boy, there's a lot there.
This
And
is probably easier than I thought it would be.
And I
actually.
think, because I know Mac doesn't like Root, that one's out, but that one would be right up there for me. I think you actually liked it a decent amount the last play that we had of it, but I don't know that you're in love with it either.
Yeah.
So that one's probably out. I really like Point Salad and Red Cathedral quite a bit. I'd probably be down to those two for me.
Those are the two I was thinking as well.
So yeah, it depends if we want kind of a filler game, because that Point Salad would fill in that filler slot pretty well. The Red Cathedral is pretty solid.
I was leaning
though.
toward Red Cathedral right away, but I think just a pure filler and Point Salad probably has my vote now, because I don't know how many we actually have gotten so far.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'd probably vote Point Salad.
Yeah, I would agree. I think this is actually a pretty solid shelf of games that all kind of have a little bit different feeling from each other, but are all pretty solid. They almost kind of all fill in a filler category outside of Root, but Root is still actually can be pretty short once you know how to play it. So, but I don't think many people are going to call a Root filler game.
Yeah.
But I'll go with Point Salad as well.
Oh boy, I'm just gonna fall.
And we've got this next shelf where we've got Sherlock Holmes Consulting Detective, Raiders of the North Sea, Raiders of Scythia, Rajas of the Ganges, the Dice Charmers, Soul Clover, and Space Base.
So,
oh boy!
Since Raiders of Scythia is not that's not our copy. Can we even choose that?
He's trying to make a point here because he knows that I like Raiders of Scythia more than I like Raiders of the North Sea, and then he's going to argue that this is Zach and Carson's game, so we're going to have access to that, so we have no need for this one. And then he's going to make an argument for Space Base.
Space Base, baby.
I already figured out what you were trying to do there, Pepper.
I don't know how he did it.
And we're just going to take Rajas.
That is a pretty good game.
It is a pretty good one.
It is pretty good.
We can have Space Base.
We go in Space Base.
I don't think it's even close for me. I highly prefer either of these.
Either
of those versions.
And Raiders of
Space
Scythia are
Base.
very close in my all-time, but just with the little cheat of it, we'd still have access to it, which I think with all the games we have, we're allowed a few cheats like that. Maybe.
That's true.
I don't want to be too tough on ourselves. But
don't make this challenge too hard.
Space Base.
But yeah, I would pick a Raiders game over Space Base by quite a bit, I think. But personally.
Yep. Next up, only 3 games here. Suburbia Collector's Edition with all the expansions and all that. Summoner Wars, and Sonora, a flick and right game, which I have not played Summoner Wars. It looked pretty cool, but I don't think that Sonora is. I was gonna go with Suburbia, but Sonora has been just growing every time you play it. Like you're a little worried, like is it just a gimmick? But then it's just proven that it's not. It just works so well. But I do love Suburbia so much. My vote is Suburbia.
Yeah, I would agree that I do probably prefer Suburbia. I think Sonora could be one that if you played it a lot, that it would feel repetitive. I suppose Suburbia might have that too, but I just find some of the things in Suburbia to be a little more interesting than Sonora, but I really enjoy Sonora as well for what it is. And yeah, like you said, I don't think it's just a gimmick. I think it actually ends up working pretty well. But
Sonora earned our respect before we crushed him.
Before we crushed it.
With that giant box.
Ooh, it's a crush.
Oh boy, we got some oldies here. We got Steampunk Rally Fusion, which is not an oldie. Stone Age, which was like your first favorite game. Scoville, and then Sheriff of Nottingham, which was also really early in our careers here. Stone Age is one that has fallen.
It has. That was my top game of all time, kind of like Architects was. That was the other one I was thinking of. I'm like, I wonder what that's going to be
Yeah.
facing off against, because this one has probably dropped for me more than Architects.
Yep.
If they had swapped spots, I think Architects
yep.
would have won this for me.
Yep.
I don't know that Stone Age does.
And we do have Champions of Midgard, and I feel like that's similar for me in kind of splitting up your dice and see how far you can really spread them and get what you want. Steampunk Rally, I think, is eliminated by It's a Wonderful World, and Furnace, kind of that engine building type
I was
thing.
actually thinking that one almost. But
I love Sheriff of Nottingham, and I think it's the most unique here, and kind of give us a second party game to possibly go to, kind of party type game. But Scoville as well has been like, every time I get it to the table, it's like, this actually is better than I thought it was. But that classic Stone Age as well is calling to me.
For some reason, it still feels like it's above the other three games.
It might be the Dice Cup. I think I'd probably go Stone Age.
Yeah. I think so. I think that was the right choice.
Yeah. Dodged a bullet. And this one has only 2 games here. It is Sleeping Gods, which there's no title here, but that's Sleeping Gods, and Scythe. And this is Scythe with pretty much everything now at this point, other than realistic resources.
Yeah, we don't need to go that extra step. But we got metal coins.
But yeah, I assume this is going to go to Scythe.
That's going to Scythe.
I would vote
pretty
for
easily
Scythe as well. I haven't played Sleeping Gods, but I would go Scythe.
Yeah, we've only actually played Sleeping Gods one time. Well, I've only played it one time so far, but I would think it'd go Scythe just because it's a little easier to get into than Sleeping Gods.
Yeah. Yep. Next box has The Magnificent, which we haven't played. Everdell, Atlantis Rising, 2nd edition. The Table is Lava, 7 Bridges, and Sniper Elite, the board game. I would go Sniper Elite, the board game, but I think Everdell's going to win this one. I'm going to be outvoted here, outnumbered
We did
pretty aggressively.
Yes. I think if we didn't just get Everdell Collector's Edition, which is kind of off on its own shelf right now, so that kind of, if we picked that for that shelf, then we don't really need the base game of Everdell anymore. And in that case, I would probably pick Sniper Elite, if not Atlantis Rising. I would say if we're playing by that, I would go with Sniper Elite. If not, I would say Everdell would probably win pretty easily.
Yeah. As it is here, I think, Everdell.
Okay.
Heartbroken. Next.
Wow, he didn't pull Scythe out. Notice that.
Oops.
He didn't actually want me to have it.
Oh my god.
That's what he did with Terraforming Mars earlier.
Scraped off of the bottom now, pulling that out. Next up, we got a nice mix of games here. We have Underwater Cities, Rapid Recall, kind of like just a classic old-style board game. Sorry, a classic. Targi, 7 Wonders Duel, and Mexican Train Dominoes. This is the most interesting cubby
so far.
But I think 7 Wonders Duel wins this one pretty easily for me.
Yeah, I would agree. I like Targi quite a bit. Haven't played Underwater Cities enough to know yet, but 7 Wonders Duel just is a great, amazing game. It's a great 2-player game, and it's got multiple victory conditions that you can achieve, and they're actually pretty doable. So I really like that about it as well. I don't think that's too close.
No. I'm happy that one didn't have too tough of a matchup.
Right.
Like, oh my gosh, if that one was in this next cube. Matching up with one other game, in my opinion. We have Bunny Kingdom, Anno 1800, Libertalia Winds of Galecrest, another Stonemaier. We did finally get a Stonemaier game in here.
That is true.
But
we got Tapestry right away.
We got Tapestry.
We had Tapestry right away. Well,
that's right. Why did we even pick Scythe?
That's why I didn't want to pull it out.
But Libertalia and Pan Am. I think this one's Bunny Kingdom all the way for me. Not even a second thought. I know Libertalia is the one that we all like quite a bit, but I would never let Bunny Kingdom leave the collection.
You don't want the ships to airships to airplanes?
I think Bunny Kingdom has them all.
Wow. We have not played Anno 1800. I think that one. I'm hoping that one will be one of my top games once we get it played, or right up there for me. The other two, I've liked our plays of both of them. But yeah, Bunny Kingdom is a very solid one that's been in our collection for a while now, and it's just still fun to bring out all the time. We did get the expansion to that one, which kind of just added a little more juice to it, and I think that's probably what pushes it over the line, because I think if we had never gotten that expansion, pieces of it might be getting a little dull.
I don't think it would for me.
Still pretty good.
Yeah. Yep.
So
that was another group of cubes from our collection.
A couple more to go. We got one more of these
to go.
We got another
set of like 3x4, and we got a lot more up top.
So stay tuned. Now we're back to this part of the shelf. We've got a cube of Tsukiji, Tokyo Highway, Murano, Torres, and Teotihuacan, City of Gods. And actually, we hadn't played Teotihuacan for a while, but our recent play of it, doing our challenge, I had quite a bit of fun with that one.
So it would have been very easily instant vote for Murano.
Right.
But Teotihuacan, it was pretty good, that game. I did enjoy it quite a bit. But I think it's still Murano for me, easily.
Yeah, I would agree. I think the other ones, we've already got Manara, so Tokyo Highway, I would say, is beat out by that pretty easily. Tsukiji was pretty fun as well, but we've got kind of, I think, some bidding games and stuff. So.
But will we after this?
I don't know, but I think, like you said, we've only had one play of it, but Murano was an amazing game.
Yep.
Then we've got Tang Garden, which isn't actually ours, Tudor, Tiny Towns, and Ticket to Ride London. So we don't actually have another Ticket to Ride here.
We do have Ticket to Ride Europe, and I think others do in the gaming group.
Right.
So that has me wanting to go for Tudor, because I have enjoyed that one quite a bit every time I've played it. And we just played Tiny Towns. It's the most recent game we've played, and I did enjoy that play as well, a lot more than I remembered actually liking the game. So this is a lot tougher than I thought it would be. But he wants to go Ticket to Ride London, I assume.
No.
No, he doesn't.
This was pretty easy for me, Tiny Towns.
Oh.
I do like Tudor as well, but I think that one probably plays best at higher player counts.
That's true.
And Ticket to Ride to London is really, really solid. It's tough to get rid of that one. I think that might be the... it would be the one that Michaela would pick.
Yep.
Yeah, just because we already have some access to some Ticket to Ride games.
Yeah, and Tudor's, I don't know if it feels too unique. I mean, the rings they're kind of a gimmick, so they feel unique, but actual gameplay-wise, I don't know if they feel overly unique. And Tiny Towns does have a very unique kind of building system.
Yeah.
So I'd be fine with either Tiny Towns or Ticket to Ride.
Yeah. I wouldn't say that any of these are, top-tier games for me. So yeah, I'm fine with any of them as well, but I think I would go with Tiny Towns, personally.
Yep.
I think Mac would probably disagree. Then we get to our next cubby here, and we've got Unmatched, 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 Unmatched.
And there were 2 or 3 more Unmatched that would not fit in there.
There were. So if we had to say we were keeping one set of what we have in Unmatched, I guess which one would you say? I don't remember which ones we took out of here to kind of clean it up a little bit.
Yeah.
I like Cobble and Fog quite a bit.
Fog was really great, but the Legends
ones are pretty solid too.
I don't remember exactly which Legends are in which sets, but I know that all of those characters are really cool. If the Jurassic Park ones were combined together, that one could win, but they aren't.
Only
sadly.
2 characters, yeah.
So I'd probably have to look at it closer, but I think I'd probably go one of the Legends.
Yeah, I would be fine with that. I would say if I could only keep one of the boxes, it would be one of the Legends one or Cobble and Fog. I think are the top boxes for sure.
I think the Legends just a little fresher for me, so it's just a little more exciting.
Because Cobble and Fog was the first set of Unmatched we'd gotten. Still has some solid characters, but we will pick. Let's see here. We've got Sun Wukong, Achilles, Bloody Mary, and Yaninga. I don't even know how to pronounce that. Otherwise, we've got Medusa, King Arthur, Alice, and Sinbad.
Well, now I'm starting to go back to Cobble and Fog. 'Cause I feel like they're kind of they each have like two great characters
Right.
in the
That'd be
Legends.
Invisible Man, Jekyll and Hyde, Dracula, and Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah, let's go Cobble and Fog.
Oh boy, Cobble and Fog did win out. Let's see here. I don't want this to fall off.
Yes.
But yeah, I'd be fine with any of those. Then we get down to this little cubby here with some stuff we are culling, actually. And then just some other random stuff thrown in here. So it looks like we've got an expansion to Orleans in here.
Oh,
And
forgot
then
to take that out.
We've got a few other things here of some dominoes and stuff. We've got Bristol, whatever that is. I don't think we've played that. 2 games we're culling. Azul, Stained Glass of Sintra. Here's the Recharge Pack to Charterstone. Then we've got Broom Service, the card game, Taboo, and Three Sisters. A hodgepodge if I've ever seen one.
If there was a box to sacrifice to take an extra game from a different box, this would be the one.
Yes.
I
Well,
think,
maybe not. I like Three Sisters
yeah.
quite a bit.
Yeah, I think you would easily go Three Sisters. I would probably go Azul, since we did not get the other Azul back hours ago when we had to make a decision over there.
Yeah, Azul, Stained Glass Sintra, still a pretty good one in this. And I actually like Taboo quite a bit as well for an old school party game. And that would probably be what Michaela would pick, I think.
Yeah.
So maybe we go with Taboo.
Yeah, I'd go Taboo, kind of just a more classic party game.
Mhm.
Yeah, Taboo's good. Taboo is good, not taboo.
Oh boy. Then we get into some big boxes here. Well, at least this one's big. We've got
We get
Welcome
into
to.
some big boxes here. One giant box.
One giant box and then Welcome to there. And we've already had a Welcome to the Moon, and that did not make it. And I don't think this Welcome to is going to make it either. We got Viscounts of the West Kingdom and Wingspan, the nesting box.
I like
with
that this
all Wingspan
snuck
stuff
in. I like to put the nesting box lid on the wrong way. So
I do
that you
not. It frustrates me
hit
every
this
time.
It looks hilarious. And I'm glad that you didn't notice it before filming this, and we get to show that off.
There we go.
But yeah, I think this is Wingspan. Easily Viscounts is great.
It is great. It sucks that
all
it's going
three
up
of
against
us, all three of
such a
us love
powerhouse.
Viscounts, and all three of us really like.
It's a shame there's some weak stuff kind of down here, and that it's kind of stuck in with some really solid games.
Yeah.
But yeah, Wingspan.
Pretty I would pull it out, but it's pretty much already sticking out because it is so large. So gets the nod.
Oh boy! And then
2
we've
more
only got
big
2
boxes.
games in the next one, and they're both big, like you said. And we've got Fall of the Mountain King, which is one of the newest games we've added to the collection.
Sadly, going up against.
And the Viticulture Wine Crate with Viticulture and Tuscany and
Viticulture World.
Viticulture World expansion. This one for me, I'd go Fall of the Mountain King. I really.
You would get rid of Viticulture from the collection for a game you played once.
It was a really good experience.
Wow.
It feels bad because, like Viticulture, I know what I'm getting and I love it.
It's the farming game, Zach.
But I've been waiting for this one. I've been waiting. It wasn't like that long comparatively to some Kickstarters that take even longer.
Ooh.
But I've just been waiting. Whereas Viticulture feels like I
feel like I gotta
gotten plays with
shake
it.
you and say, snap out of it, Zach.
I might have to because we haven't played Viticulture World. We haven't played all the continents and stuff, and I really want to do that
It's still
too.
base game
This is-
Viticulture. I think you can't get rid of Viticulture.
This is-
Viticulture is an essential game.
This is the one where we cheat and do 2 in a queue. No. Oh man, this one is by far the toughest. Yeah, I suppose we gotta go Viticulture. Michaela hasn't played Fall of the Mountain King, so I don't know what she thinks about
yeah,
it.
that's true.
But
I think you gotta go Viticulture.
this is really disappointing to me because I could.
Yeah, you wish you went in the Hall of the Mountain King before, didn't you? You made mistakes.
Wow.
I can't believe you were.
Now I'm gonna lose.
I can't believe he would go Fall of the Mountain King after all his history with Stonemaier and Viticulture. Oh,
Well, we've already got 2 Stonemaier games. We don't need 3.
That's true. That's true. Well, we've got a lot. We got 4 now. Oh
Do we?
Scythe.
Oh, we do have Wings. I forgot we just had Wingspan.
Yeah.
So yeah, we got too many.
Next up, we have Western Legends Yamatai, an escape room, Walking Dead themed escape room, which is a one-time play, I assume. possibly, not sure. And Walls of York. Actually, it's probably not a one-time play.
Okay, we'll forgo this, and we will bring this in.
I would like to allow that, but sadly, we cannot.
Wow. Then I think I'm going to go Western Legends, because it's got a different feel from all
Yeah,
other games.
it does have a different feel.
I do like Yamatai, did like our play of that
But
recently.
we got 5 tribes before.
Yeah, we got 5 tribes. And
Walls of York, I don't know if it's going to be super replayable.
Yeah,
Escape rooms, it's hard to really...
I'm not allowing Walls of York over. I would pick Yamatai before Walls of
Western
York.
Legends, for sure. Next up, we have Merchants of the Dark Road, Project Elite, and Way of the Panda. Merchants of the Dark Road is one we waited for quite a bit as well, and slightly disappointing.
Can we switch those two around?
That would fit. That would actually fit better here than that would, but can't allow it. Can't allow
Yeah,
it.
because he wants to keep his game. He put his up against some easy competition. He puts mine up against one of the hardest games.
I think we're going to have to keep Project Elite.
I think so too. It's a different feeling game than the other ones.
I can barely get that.
Yeah, I like the other ones. I think Merchant of the Dark Road is a little hard to get to the table, not quite as approachable.
Yeah.
And Way of the Panda, we've only played one time, and I don't know that it did anything to really get me excited, whereas Project Elite surprised me in a good way.
Yep. We go up here to a cube that we don't own any of these games. These are, I think, mostly Abby's, but 2 more that are others. So we have Takenoko, Raccoon Tycoon, Dungeon Academy, Bananagrams, Starving Artists, and I forget the name
I
of
think
this
Import
one.
Export or something like that.
If we could only have one of these in the collection. Raccoon Tycoon, I played it once, and I really did enjoy it. Takenoko, I've enjoyed every play. Bananagrams is even a fun activity as well. And Dungeon Academy is just really unique, kind of real-time game. We could get 2 real-time games
I was going to say,
in a row.
if we
or
hadn't just
timed
picked
games.
Project Elite,
Timed
I would probably pretty easily pick Dungeon Academy, but we did just have a timed game, so then it's like...
I almost want to go Bananagrams.
That's what I was actually thinking.
I think we go Bananagrams. Just something
Yeah,
different.
we haven't played the other two.
Yeah,
as
that's
in
true.
Carson,
That's
so...
true. So we'll stick that banana out there a little bit. That didn't sound good. On to the next cube, Mystic Vale, Valley of the Kings.
So these are also not
Express,
ours.
And the Damsel's Tale. Yes, none of these are ours. I think Cold Express, Mystic Vale and Cold Express are probably the 2 that I like the most here.
Mm-hmm.
And Mystic Vale wins that by quite a bit for me. And I think Mac probably prefers Cold Express. She's said some positive things about it lately, and I was like, oh, she likes it a lot more than I thought. So I would go Mystic Vale, personally.
I'll go Mystic Vale as well. I do like Colt Express, but, I mean, knowing we have Western Legends, I don't know that it need 2 of the kind of wackier Western-themed games. So I would go Mystic Vale, because it does have that really fun, unique card crafting system.
2 John DeClaire games. Getting the keeps.
Wow, he gets Space Face, and I don't get Fall of the Mountain King.
I wasn't going to let you betray viticulture like that. I did it for you.
Sure. I don't believe you.
Next up, we got Tekenu, Obelisk of the Sun, Century Golem Edition Eastern Mountains, Century Golem Edition An Endless World, A Feast for Odin, and Rurik Dawn of Kiev. This is a tough one.
This is tough. Because this is another cube of games that aren't necessarily like my top games, but there's a lot of solid stuff there.
They're all solid. And Rurik would be an easy elimination, but then we played it a second time and really enjoyed it that time with the higher player count of 3. But I've really enjoyed Tekenu every time I played it, and the Century games are just so solid. And A Feast for Odin is really freaking good too.
We need a Nuve.
Need a Nuve?
Apparently we could maybe get one on the bottom.
We could. We might.
I like Feast for Odin.
Yeah. Oh boy.
I'd be fine with any of those games though.
And we do have the first original Century Golem Edition elsewhere. I would probably go a Century or Tekenu first, but I'll let him get a win. That since he's hurting from the Fall of the Mountain King.
Yeah, I don't feel like that makes up for it, but we'll see.
This is how much he wants to cull viticulture. I think it's more about culling viticulture.
Well, considering this last cube is all culled games from this year, then I think we could just keep all the Mountain King.
We've got Holy, Festival of Colors, Exchange, Control, Castel, and Agricola. Well, I think Agricola is eliminated because we just picked a Uve, and it's already getting called.
Right.
Holy is just, I don't know. I think it's just too strategic for that theme, and just how colorful it is. It is a little bit of a disconnect. It's a little too abstract for me. I like Exchange, Control. I've never played Castel. I'd probably maybe go Castel just out of interest since I haven't gotten to play it.
Yeah. I'd be fine with that. I've kind of in my mind already let all of these go, so I don't really have a preference.
Yeah.
But
I'll
I'd be fine
I'll go
with
this
Castel.
cord sticking out of here. I'd rather play with that than any of these games.
Wow, putting the banana out there. But, okay, so we got this section done. So now we've got kind of one last section. We're going to kind of look at the top and the top row of the 5x5 we just went by, and then we're going to do a recap. So,
Yes.
I guess we could.
Yeah, up there we have Grim Forest, as well as Mechs vs. Minions, as well as a deck of cards, which if you factor that in, I'd have to go...
Cribbage.
And cribbage. Oh, boy. I'd go the deck of cards.
Deck of cards is pretty solid.
Yeah.
We haven't been able to get back to Mechs vs. Minions because we've been pretty focused on the Alphabet Soup Challenge.
Yeah.
The deck of cards, you could play cribbage if you just had a piece of paper.
Yep.
So, I'd go with the
deck of cards. Stay tuned.
So now we're into the home stretch of the final few cubes here.
Yes, just this top row here, as well as this top shelf above.
Right. Do we want to just get rid of that top shelf right off the bat?
Sure, what do we have?
So we've got Ice School, Pictionary, another cribbage board, Rucksack, Pandemic Legacy Season 1, Quirkle Cubes, Sushi Go Party, Risky Chicken, Too Many Bones, and another Isle of Cats.
The late
expansion
arrivals.
Ooh, boy.
I think I might have a chance here.
I might. Yeah, we actually played through Pandemic Legacy Season 1, so that
we're
really
done
doesn't have
with
any
that.
content in it for us to use.
Yeah.
I think that I like Too Many Bones, and we haven't really played it too much.
Yeah.
But Sushi Go Party,
It's
such a solid game.
yeah. I mean, that's you're not as hot on it, but Mac and I, that's one of our favorite games of all time. So I think Sushi Go Party is definitely getting the win here. I'll just hang it over the edge here.
Yeah, so it flops down on Predaporter. He didn't really want that one winning anyway. But then we get into the mainly dinosaur cube here. We've got Dinosaur World, Dinogenics, Dinosaur Island Roarin' Right, Welcome to Dino Island, and Destinies.
Yes.
Destinies being added into here, it makes it a little more interesting.
Yeah.
We have played that one time and enjoyed it quite a bit. But I think the win will probably go to Dinogenics. If you've watched our dinosaur content from earlier in 2022, that was kind of our top pick for Dino game, so I think that's probably going to be it.
Yeah, I would go Dinogenics as well.
Okay. Michaela hasn't actually tried that one yet, so...
Don't mind me. I just
to
have
find
no
out.
clue what to do with my arms here.
Yeah.
We don't film standing up very often, and you're the one gesturing towards the
I know, I
games
don't
on
really
that
know.
side. I'm like, do I just arms down? Do I put them to the side?
And we're also people that like to shift when we're standing. So, we've got the next cube of Patchwork, Glenmore 2 Chronicles, Imperium Legends, Honey Buzz, and Hadara.
Ooh, this is a tough one.
This is a tough one because Michaela likes Hadara quite a bit. She has been a pretty big fan of Patchwork since we got it this year. And yeah, I like both of those quite a bit as well. We haven't played Imperium Legends, so that one is out. Glenmore 2 is probably my favorite one from these, but I really also like Honey Buzz. There's a lot of solid games here.
These are all really good.
Yeah, this one, probably if I had more time, I would think about all the games we've already gotten at this point and see kind of what seemed the most different.
Yeah.
We've got a couple two-player only games, so Patchwork's probably out.
Yep.
Glenmore 2 Chronicles, though.
It
feels like
it's
the
so
one I've got to
good.
pick.
It's so good, but Mac really does love Hadara. And
You
it's
probably like
kind of-
Honey Buzz the most.
I probably would go Honey Buzz. So we're pretty split here. We could take a shot in the dark on Imperium Legends.
Could do that.
Since,
That's kind of a solo, I think, mainly.
Oh.
There's best solo or two, I think.
Oh, I had no clue. Well, now I'm very interested in that being the biggest solo gamer of us. I would allow Glenmore too. I do really love that game as well.
I think we got to pick that one. Maybe. I'm trying to think how many Rondell games we've had. This one is a pretty solid one.
Yep.
But then we get into the middle here. We've got Life of a Chameleon, Lockup, Lorenzo Il Magnifico, Land vs. Sea, which is upside down, Lost Cities, and Luna Capital.
Yes, the sea is winning currently.
The sea's dominating the land.
Glad we didn't pick Patchwork there because we have room for one more 2-player only game, and that's Lost Cities.
We can play that on Board Game Arena.
Well, we're not cheating with that this time.
You give me Lockup. Lockup's pretty solid.
Lockup's pretty great. Lockup is pretty great. You can play that on Tabletopia.
Wow. Lost Cities is pretty solid, but I really like what Lockup does quite a bit. It just feels unique and interesting. I'm fine with Lost Cities, but I don't know.
Because you can play it on BGA, and we do have another copy of Lost Cities.
We
I
do.
will allow those 2 little hacks, those cheats, to give you Lockup. Even though, personally, I would never let Lost Cities out of my collection. But
That's true, Lost Cities. I'm trying to think, how much does Michaela like that?
quite a bit. I think it's been in their top 50 both times we've done it.
Did we end up keeping Cartographers?
We did not.
We need
We
a
did not
Thunderbirds
because
game.
Taylor had Cartographers,
Oh,
so we
man.
went Carcassonne.
We need Lockup then. We need Lockup. And then we get to the last 2 cubes here.
Oh, yes, I was thinking about going down here, but it's over here.
Now he wants to go back and get another one of those
I want to
games.
get Metro X here.
He's gonna snub Nidavellir a second time.
Over here we have Whistle Mountain, Noctilica, however you say it. Orleans, which we did not take that expansion box that someone was left in the shelf earlier.
Shoot.
Project L, Paladins of the West Kingdom, and the Prodigals Club, which this is Suchi's chance for redemption. He has his fallen brethren down here, and I don't think
That one was going to have the least chance, I think, of making it at all out of the 3.
It would have the most for me, but I think that's probably not getting taken. I wouldn't choose Paladins either.
I like Paladins quite a bit, but
I did enjoy the last play of it, but I think there's another game that we played pretty recently that I enjoyed quite a bit, and hopefully this one will make him happy. I would vote Whistle Mountain of these games.
I did really enjoy the Whistle Mountain play, and I hope it leads to more plays. I do like Noctiluca quite a bit, and I like Orleans a lot as well. But we do have Quacks of Quedlinburg, so we probably don't need another big building one for sure. And we've gotten a lot of plays out of Orleans, which is really great.
Yeah.
And then Project L is solid too, but it just doesn't stack up to these other ones. We go with Whistle Mountain.
Oh yeah.
Such a satisfying game.
It is. It really is. And this final
Sad.
cube. Pushing me off screen here.
This one isn't really a question, but
We got Raptor, Roll for the Galaxy, Red Rising, Collector's Edition, and Rajas of the Ganges. And maybe we should have picked Raja's Dice Charmers when we had the chance there. I forget. I feel like I stopped you from taking that one once.
you did. I don't remember where it was.
Yeah, but I don't think Mac would ever forgive us if we let Red Rising go.
Right.
Even though Rajas of the Ganges is one that she really loves as well as us. I probably like them both the same. So
I would pick
I'm fine
Rajas
either way.
personally, but I do enjoy Red Rising quite a bit. It's definitely between those two for me as well, but
I think Red
we'll
Rising
give it to Mac.
gotta take
Give her
the
Red
win here.
Rising.
So,
And now I'm questioning even more why we took the Viticulture box. We got another Stonemaier game. Could add Fall of the Mountain King in our collection.
We got like 5 Stonemaier games here. So. I was thinking, oh, it's interesting because we usually had the Stonemaier games grouped together. We used to, and I'm like, oh, they're spread out. I wonder how that will work.
Right.
And it seems like they did very well.
Yeah, but you'll
we'll
have to
see in the recap.
Yes.
Of all of those games that we
go to the table and see what we got. So as you can see, we have a bit of a problem, I think. A big problem.
A big problem.
If Thanos snapped our collection, probably not only once, but twice, this is about what we would have left. And still quite a few games. And yeah, looking at it, I think it makes it easier in my mind to think, okay, I need to definitely call some games because we've still got, if we played one game a week, we have enough here to do that.
The entire year, yes.
Right. So, yeah, in 1 year. And, yeah, we're always getting probably newer games, bringing some into our collection all the time. And I think I would be, if anyone offered to play any of these games with me, I would be totally excited. I think we'd still have a pretty amazing collection here.
Yeah.
But, yeah. And, yeah, it's a little bit of everything as well.
Yeah.
It's really sad that we had to get rid of some of those. If we had to get rid of some of those games, but really looking at it, definitely. I don't think we'd be that sad.
Yeah, if this was all we had, I think we'd be pretty satisfied.
Mm-hmm.
So just kind of shows just how thankful we should be, how blessed we are to have, like 3, 4, 5 times this amount of games at our disposal to play and to enjoy. Puts things in perspective for sure.
It definitely does because I was like, oh yeah, we can easily do our end shot, put them all on the table, and make them look nice. But as we were putting them on here, I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't even know if this is gonna fit in a shot at all. So yeah, it definitely puts things into perspective. So yeah, it's a good way to look at it. So if you've got a huge collection and you can't imagine culling games, but you kind of think you should. Maybe do something like this, and it kind of will give you a little bit of an idea of, okay, what does my collection look like if I cull it down by, about a third or a fourth? Yeah. It still looks like, ours looks like a pretty solid one in my opinion. So, yeah. Yep. So, like I said, in the comments below, if you have watched the whole thing, you can go through cube by cube and say which games you would have kept, which ones we were totally wrong on. But otherwise, let us know. Again, what your biggest call has ever been? It'd be pretty impressive to call 100 and some games.
Yeah, but for sure. It's just, I worry the table might not be able to support this. Like, I'm just waiting for it to collapse.
That is true. It's an older table, so
it is.
It wouldn't surprise me.
It's crazy.
Otherwise, we hope to see you on some of our future videos. And as always, don't forget to
keep on nibbling
on our content and those bananagrams.